poor kid, you have to finish your piece of pizza in order to get your cookie. Life is hard. Well, we just got done with yet another lunch from the Chez Fernand Bakery. Patisserie. What else you want to do today?
We've never done a boat tour, so I guess we should do that.
Let's do it. We can probably knock it out today.
But I gotta go clean up down below first.
Okay. Cool. I guess I'll look up here a little bit.
Yeah. Got some road mix.
The boat's actually in pretty good shape. I don't think there's all that much that she has to do.
All right, I'm ready.
Ah, you meant you. Nice. I should put on a shirt.
Oh yeah. Do that, and let's go.
Okay.
Ever wish you could escape normal life and experience more of the world?
So meet me on that island. Well, we did just that. We sold everything we owned on dry land and sailed away. Promise me that we'll sail away.
Now we are roaming the planet in search of new adventures and sharing it with you every week.
Just promise me that we'll sail away. So hit subscribe and escape normal with us. And I'll be yours forevermore. Come on, it's just that little button down there. That's it.
Do I look out of breath or wet? Yeah, you'll see why later. Well, welcome to our boat tour video. I've been doing this for a couple years now and realized that even though everybody has seen an awful lot of our boat Cecilia inside and out, we haven't done an actual boat tour.
There's not been one full video of our boat.
So now, there is.
Here you are.
Welcome to our home.
She's a Hunter 46 LE 2006. So she is 46 feet long. Her mast height is
63 feet.
63 feet.
14-foot beam. She's got a wing keel, 5.5-foot draft. Yanmar 75 horsepower motor. Northern Lights generator, 6.5 kilowatts, which we're currently working on.
Put that one in quotations.
That's the major specs of the boat. Our cost for this boat 2 years ago was $150,000, and it was in very good shape to start with. Tell them some of the reasons we like this boat.
We bought this boat. We figured out we needed 3 bedrooms. Our ideal was 3. We didn't want 4. We wanted an owner's version. We looked at a couple 2 bedrooms that I really liked, but we had to have a dedicated office for Eric. That was the first major point of this boat. The second one was the headroom, as you'll see through most of this. We will go through and show you how tall Eric is. He is 6'2", and he can mostly stand up everywhere on this boat.
That's true. In this life, you spend 90%, if not more, of your time living on the boat. This is your home. So we put a lot of consideration into looking for a boat that we knew we could make feel comfortable and feel like home. We also wanted a boat that would sail well.
We came from a racing background, a much smaller boat, but we still wanted to be able to have performance. It's a very well sailing boat, even if we're not the most proficient
We're not
sailors anymore.
Yeah. We came from sailing traditionally rigged boats. This has some unusual rigging characteristics that we were leery of to start with. One is the B&R rig, which is backstayless. So there's no backstay control, no backstay at all. In addition to that, there's also the overhead traveler on the arch. And these are signature Hunter things. From a performance standpoint and a safety standpoint, having the traveler on the arch puts the main sheet clear at the very end of a very long boom. And having that traveler all the way to the back gives you the control right where you need it to be to really be able to sheet the sail in properly. The other thing is toughness. But there are some huge misconceptions by a lot of sailors who really love the older traditional design boats and can't really get on board with a lot of the modern hull designs that production boats really take advantage of, and they do it in a way that allows normal people to afford a boat in the first place. It's not that they're not tough. They are. This boat is built with a lead keel, which is unusual in a lot of boats. We have a Kevlar reinforced hull from the bow all the way back to the keel to resist any kind of punctures should something be hit in the ocean. These boats were famously tested by Steve Pettingill, I believe starting right around 2000. All of their bigger cruising boats, including this one, the very first hull they put together, he was in charge of basically stress testing it. And he would take them out and run them up on the rocks at 5 knots repeatedly to see if they would puncture, to see if the keel would fall off, to see what would happen. Not only that, they would set it up in a boatyard, strap cranes to different points on the mast, and just start pulling to see where it would give way first in order to build the strongest rig they possibly could. And then that was the boat they would take to the boat shows. These bigger hunters in the late 90s, early 2000s and beyond, if you dig around in this boat and see how things are put together, they're solid boats. I mean, they're built extremely rugged. You're gonna give in far before your boat will. You don't have to have a full keeler that weighs twice what this boat weighs and sails like a brick. We believe in a fast boat that is extremely comfortable down below. It's homey, it's airy, it's bright. Do we want to go sail the South Atlantic for 2 weeks straight in it? No. The vast majority of people aren't. And in today's sailing world, you have the technology and the ability to sail very, very smart and pick the windows that you want to sail in. And you know the seasons in which you can cross certain bodies of water and which way to go at what time of year. That's what most of us out here are relying on. We have a child on board. We're not out looking for high seas, insane weather sailing.
If you are looking to do Antarctica, high latitude sailing, yeah, you're gonna need a different boat than a hunter. But that's not what we're here for, and that's why we chose this boat.
I've got news for the folks who want to tell you that you have to have a Bluewater sailboat. These are all Bluewater sailboats. We're sitting here in St. Martin surrounded by Genots, Beneteaus, Hunters, Fontaine-Pajots, Lagoons, all of these production boats that have crossed oceans to get here. You don't have to have a tank of a boat to do these things if you're a smart sailor.
I will say though, at this point we've done this for 2 years. We've sailed how many thousand miles?
I don't know. And we sailed some really rough stuff.
We have proven this boat, and we feel confident enough to tell you, the haters, the Hunter will do it.
Yeah. We figure we might as well start at the front and work our way back. One thing we love about this boat is the wide side decks. Tons of room to walk easily by, no shrouds in your way, nothing to duck around, nothing to move. Very, very safe, very secure. This is our anchor locker.
Super nice because it's nice and big. Be able to sit up on the sides and steer. When we're not using it, it folds so that we can get around.
another really unique hardware feature of this boat is the fact that all of our winches are cabin top. A lot of people, when they walk in the boat, they think something looks a little unusual, but it doesn't really strike them what it is, and that's the fact that there's no winches back here in this area. So we have our two primaries for our jib sheets on the outer side, and then this and this are all the other working lines. This is a powered winch. It's the only one on the boat, and also obviously works as a manual winch. And the cool thing about this is it leaves all this wide open for when you're stepping through, for sitting, for everything else. We also have Raymarine electronics. This is our navigation, as well as our autopilot right here, bow thruster, and then the rest of our instruments right up here on the companionway. So that has our wind, depth, and speed instruments.
Right now we have this in the open position, but this folds up to make a lovely seat right here. And then we have a nice swim platform underneath it. We have storage lockers that are crammed full and are pretty deep. We have those on both sides. We have two propane lockers on either side. So it's hooked up right now, and then our extra is on the other side. Which is amazing, and they lock. And our last boat, they had companionway boards, which they do the trick, but this just makes it feel so much more homey. Also, you will notice that we have a huge opening here, and it's because the Traveler is located up. So we get to have a nice walkway where we can pretty much stand up the entire way down. These steps are one of the big selling points of this boat. We bought it so that the dog and the Trav can get up and down easily.
We've never seen another boat other than these hunters that have steps like that. So I guess that leaves us with downstairs.
Welcome to our home. So we'll start in the kitchen, or the galley as it's called on a boat. Why? I don't know. So ours is actually pretty big, and it's an L-shaped, as you can tell by the L. It's got all the necessaries. It's got the oven, the stove, we've got a fridge. We also have the freezer. We installed the microwave ourselves. There was a spot for a microwave, but not a microwave. We have a double sink. We have a nice faucet here. Helps doing the dishes pretty well. We made our lovely hanging basket. When we first installed it, it was just like that. When we were sailing, it would knock a lot. It was a really annoying noise. So now we have to strap them down. A bunch of ventilation fans that go both ways. Gas control for the oven. This is where we store all our hot sauces and condiments. Recipe books. All of our spices are not organized, but they're up here. And then just a bunch of the random other things. There's the flowers back there. Trying to come up with a better way of doing this. So if anybody has any suggestions for containers that fit under here, I would love to hear them. Our skillets. Some cans are kind of a pain to get out, but it works.
Just like that.
There we go. So easy. You want to see under our sink? A lot of storage. The only problem is to get to the impeller is under here.
A few things on this side of the motor that you got to take out a panel to get to.
Yeah. If you ever want to know where we hide the good stuff, it's under here.
By good, you mean weirdly shaped and
Potatoes!
waffle maker, toaster.
And what is this hole, you may ask? This is the trash hole. The thing about the trash hole is that underneath the trash hole, there's a bunch more storage for all of the
Big weird shaped Tupperware and
cakes and cupcakes.
casserole dishes. And they're out of sight, out of our way.
Yeah, this is really where all the good stuff is. So there's our liquor locker, and then the oils and other baking things.
Since we're back here in the kitchen, we might as well show you office slash garage slash studio. This is where I do my projects. I got this handy dandy swing out computer desk that I fashioned. You can swing completely away and lock in place. And that was made from what used to be a second shelf on top of this shelf, which is now my soundproof recording hood. Tons of storage back in here. All you can really see is guitars. Further back in there, we have Christmas decorations behind this, which is the filler for our fold-down settee. A whole row of cabinets back in here, and I have my tools in all of these, including my actual toolbox with power tools down in here. Way back in the corner are a few things that are just almost never needed because they're impossible to get out. But for a monohull and for the size of the boat and for the amount of tools and guitars and random stuff we have, I feel like it's pretty decent setup. Rivers, are you going to give us a tour of your room?
Sure.
Okay, go. You're just going to point to things? Well, this is River's room. That's River's backpack. And of course, the whole gang is back in here. His guitar, all our skateboards. Rivers lets us store them back in here, don't you? You've got a lot of drawings and a lot of pictures that are from a lot of your friends that you've made since we've been out here for like birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that. Stickers that you've gotten from different places.
And these.
Toys! Balls galore. More toys. And of course, all of his books and stuff along here. Legos, Hot Wheels tracks are in the bags. Who's that?
Danny.
Denny the turtle.
Bear the bear.
Bear the bear. And who's that?
Sealy.
Sealy. He came from the land of McDonald's. We have more generator access on this side. And it's pretty nice access, actually. And then down below, that's all of our through hulls for the aft part of the boat. Rivers also has a nice big closet here. We have plans, I've got the material and everything for this and Lauren's closet to put shelves in instead, so that we got a little bit more room to organize all your clothes. Luckily your clothes are small. What's this stuff up here on top of the cabinet?
My work supplies. My work supplies for schoolwork.
Right, and all your crafts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we're ready to get on to the rest of the boat. This is a cool room though. You got 2 fans for when it's extra stuffy, but usually you really only need that one. Alright, thanks Rivers. YouTube thanks you. And this is about as neat as you'll ever see it.
I get the fun one. Come into the bathroom. This is the aft head, otherwise known as a bathroom. It's pretty much what you see. I would open that up, but this is River's room, so
Who knows? Who knows what we'll find there.
we don't use it as a shower, but it can be used as a shower. This folds down. We mostly use this side for storage, but then we also put all of our wet items, the rain jackets, We have our
dock cart, folding dock cart is strapped right there.
We used to just set it in here, but then at one point it fell over when we were sailing and it needed the toilet. And the toilet like was going for probably 20 minutes before we figured it out. That brings us to the fact that this is an electric head, which is really cool, and I really enjoy it because you don't have to pump.
Far less stinky and very efficient. They're freshwater heads too, which helps with the smell.
Now that the back half, or the aft half of the boat is done, we'll show you our living area. Here it is. One real couch, which is kind of funky in a boat. I've never seen it before. I think if we had to choose, we wouldn't have it just because it's bolted in and we tend to drop things behind it and it's a pain to get out. And there is storage underneath it though. We've got our hot water heater on this side and we have canned goods on this side. On this side is the Sailboat, and it also has all the storage underneath. This side has our water maker things. This side has sewing and an air conditioner, and then back in the back is kind of just more of the painting and crafting things. So we don't get in there very much because they're kind of hard to get into with these cushions, but these ones are easy to get to.
Yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah, so we have our snacks on that side, and then this side has our extra bags, and then we have a bunch of our milk goods underneath. And up above we have more food. This one I don't even know what's in here. And then more snacky things. There's just raisins sitting in the bottom. So. At least it's raisins and not bugs. When we first moved on the boat, we had a hard time explaining to Rivers where we were going. So we found a map in the U.S. Virgin Islands and decided to mount it up here, which is just on some foam core board, tracking our own progress. And he actually is really, really good now about figuring out where we are and where we're going and
which islands are which.
Yeah, we found it to be very helpful. Let's talk about our TV. So we do have a TV. It is a smart TV, so we are able to get Netflix and YouTube. The Hulu doesn't work if you're outside of the US. Just a thought, because I had no idea. As soon as we left, those didn't work anymore, and I can't watch Handmaid's Tale, and I'm quite sad. We do have a DVD player. We are that cool that we have a stash of DVDs. These are really, really helpful for when we're moving for like 5 days at a time. We can come down here and put them down for Rivers. But we do have some movies on hard drive now. Not very many. We are going to be moving towards that. So we just bought a new hard drive. So the TV does have a USB port, so you can plug in the hard drive directly and it will just connect.
Straight up play.
And play. We went through this one. We'll go through all of them.
Might as well.
Our emergency marine signal kit, which is basically flares. Dinghy repair kit. We got a horn blast. Night visual distress signal for boats. And that's part of the vacuum.
Emergency and vacuum cleaner.
And the last one is all of our navigational books. And then here's our nav station with all of the navy things.
This is our generator control. This is the 2 pumps for our water makers. We can go efficient mode or full blast. Our tank monitor system, our inverter display and control, VHF radio for our forward and aft macerator tanks. When we are emptying those, just select. And then of course the DC and AC panels with all the various items on them. the mount and charge for our InReach and our handheld radio. And down underneath we have our EPIRB and another one of our fire extinguishers.
Let's talk about light and ventilation. This boat is built really well with that in mind. So you'll notice that the hatches open up sideways. The forward ones open up front. So no matter which way, even if you're in a dock, you will be getting airflow. We also have the ones specifically on the side. There's two on this side, one on the side that'll open. We've got some nice looky windows up top. Those ones don't open, but they do let in enough light, and then we've covered them with a semi-transparent sunshade. We can still see out and it doesn't make it too hot in here. To the bedroom.
Getting toward the front, that's when it starts to get lower, but I'm all the way to the front of the standing part of the boat.
Welcome to the bedroom. This is the bedroom. So this is our forward berth. We have an owner's version boat. So we have a nice queen size bed with some walk around ability. We have fans. The multi-directional fans, don't look too close to them. But we have hatch openings, so we do get a lot of airflow through in the middle of the night. Mostly decorative storage up there.
That's also access to some of the plumbing vents and also the bow thruster in there, as well as the backside of the anchor locker by taking out that entire insert, which is only 4 screws.
My side is a bit more chaotic.
It's not that bad. You've got it pretty under control.
Mostly. Stand back in case things fly. Who knows? It's mostly.
It's not, you know, you don't hang anything up, which is why this is not the best arrangement for you.
This one's the underwear, and then this one's the underwear and bathing suit.
I'll show them my underwear.
Yeah.
They're nice sized drawers. And then underneath Lauren is our water tank for the forward.
So it's a water bed.
And then over here's my side. This is the little bit smaller closet area, and I actually don't even use it all. We've got some sheets and Lauren's shoes down the bottom there, and my shirts. I've gotten really good at getting rid of clothes that I don't wear. Underneath my feet is another big compartment. This is where our very last battery is. The rest of our battery bank is in the center underneath Lauren's feet. And then all these are motor parts, filters, spares, belts, all that kind of stuff. And also our macerators right here. All of our through holes up here are down in here. That reminds me, I'm going to talk about much of our center panels here. The two right here are bilge pump area, and then that one up there has our battery bank. And then here we have under this one is our starter battery, and then in here our through hull for our air conditioning. And we use the same through hull for our water maker. I do plan to put in another through hull next time we have a haul out, so they can have their own dedicated through hull. We have 200 gallons of water capacity divided into 5 tanks. This is our master head. Nice medicine cabinet with a lot of space. Tons more storage space down in here. Very easy to get to the sink. Through hull for the sink is in there. Just can be standing up straight. So this is one minor annoyance. Minor point deduction for anybody over 6 feet. This side is our shower. And we use the shower slightly for storage. This is our wash tub. And this is a very comfortable shower. Full standing height on this side. And I think it's because of where the hatch is situated. My head's like right up in here. The nozzle is right there. Hey Lauren,
Yeah.
I just let the dinghy go.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Why? Do you feel refreshed?
Tight on this time.
That's probably smart. Good job.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our boat tour of Cecilia, as ragtag and informal as it may have been.
Check out our boat tour videos here from when we were touring boats. And then what should we put here?
Let's put Grenada there.
Grenada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show y'all Grenada.
Yeah. Cheers. What do you think about a catamaran?
Sure.